This is 5 on your side at 10. Focused on you.
We are kicking off our show tonight with a live look from the storm tracker along Highway 40 in St. Louis. Right now, there's a good mix of snow and rain falling across the bi-state. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson. We have seen winter weather from Edwardsville to downtown St. Louis and beyond. Let's start with the weather first forecast and Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell. And Scott, how much snow is expected tonight?
Well, we have another ½ an inch to perhaps an inch from areas south and east of St. Louis to get through. We've already seen upwards of an inch, especially in the Metro East right now. Look at that snow coming down. This is a live picture from Arnold right now. Once you get that intensity where we are, even though temperatures are right around or even a hair above freezing and the roads were warm, at this intensity, you can't melt the snow as fast as it's falling. That has resulted in what you see over here in Highland, Illinois, where it is still snowing. The roads have become covered. Even Interstate 55 going south of St. Louis, as you work your way down south of Arnold, we're starting to see it go from slushy to just flat out covered by the time you hit the St. Genevieve County line. Right now it's 32 in Arnold as well as Baldwin. Alton's there, so is Edwardsville. 33 in Lake St. Louis. Mascouta's 33. Temperatures flirting with that freezing mark. Look at this surge of moisture coming in. So we have another hour and a half to 2 hours of fairly steady snow over the metro area into the Metro East and then down to the south. And again, the areas down to the south of St. Louis are the areas where things are slickest and where there's the greatest concern for travel here as we head through this evening. Kaylin basically is showing us what the story is here. We've got the side roads that are definitely covered, and those elevated surfaces are also pretty slick. Again, another hour and a half to 2 hours, and then things start to wind down with some drizzle later tonight. Kelly, we'll see you in a few minutes.
All right, see you then, Scott. It has been 1 week since a young woman was shot and killed in her running car in North St. Louis. Right now, police are still looking for her killer. New tonight, 5 on your side's Robert Townsend talks to the woman's loved ones.
Her family says Kashayla Wellington touched many lives with her bright smile and caring personality.
Even though she was only 20, she was a giant already. And she had a giant heart.
Kim Stewart says her niece enjoyed being her mother's caretaker and worked as a security guard at this Schnucks supermarket near Gravois and South Grand. Kashayla wanted to become a St. Louis police officer and a professional boxer.
Kashayla was so goal-oriented.
But on December 29th, her dreams ended tragically. Police say just after 5 that morning, they found Wellington dead behind the wheel of her silver Chevy Impala near North Kings Highway and Dr. Martin Luther King Drive. Her car still running.
A mile and a half from home, but she was almost home.
Stewart says detectives told family members they reviewed video taken from surveillance cameras at the intersection, which showed someone pulled up next to Wellington's car, fired multiple shots, and then sped off. Kashayla, shot in her head, died 1 month before her 21st birthday.
This is such a tragedy for our family, for my little sister, because they literally took an angel from us.
Wellington was also a beloved member of North City Church of Christ.
So she was always trying to become something better and something more.
A police spokesperson says right now detectives are still working leads in this case, but at this point they have not arrested Wellington's killer.
We want justice for her. She did not deserve this.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Wellington's family will honor her tomorrow during a balloon release. It will be held near North Kings Highway and Page at 3 p.m. Tonight, charges have been reduced for a former Jefferson County deputy accused of driving drunk in a deadly crash. Last April, Colby McCreary was driving on Interstate 55 when he went off the road and crashed. His wife, Savannah, was a passenger and died. He is now charged with 1 misdemeanor count of driving while intoxicated. He was facing charges of DWI resulting in death and involuntary manslaughter. Prosecutors say they can't charge him because they can't prove them beyond a reasonable doubt. They add Savannah was not wearing a seatbelt when the crash happened. Now to new information on the moments before an officer-involved shooting in Fayette County, Illinois. Nearly a week ago, police say Tyler Rowe burglarized the home of retired teacher Sandra Stein of Brownstown. Stein says when she returned home, Rowe attacked her, set her house on fire, and stole her car. Stein escaped the fire, but one of her pet cats died. She tells 5 on Your Side Rowe is a former student of hers, and she's been overwhelmed by the support she's received.
They started a fund up at the bank. I am not on social media, and I don't know all the details, but I know that people in my community are so awesome, and I'm feeling so loved, and I am so humbled, and there's got to be a better word. But well, I'm blessed. I am blessed with good people in my life. I am.
Police say Rowe left in the victim's car and a police pursuit followed. He eventually stopped and an officer shot him. State police are investigating. Right now he's behind bars facing 4 felony charges. Investigators are hoping AI can help find a woman who's been missing for more than 15 years. Shamika Cozy was 16 years old when she disappeared on December 30th, 2008. Her mom says Shamika was picked up by her cousin for a sleepover. The next morning, she vanished. Now, a photo showing what she may look at 31 years old has been released. Shamika's mother is hoping this brings new leads in the search for her daughter. If you have any information, call Berkeley Police at 314-524-3311. Well, first it was on, then it was off, literally. For about 12 hours, a mask mandate was issued for St. Louis city workers, but late this afternoon, Mayor Tashara Jones reversed the mandate after pushback from hospitals, health experts, and Missouri Governor Mike Parson. It all started yesterday when the city issued a warning for a possible surge in respiratory illnesses. But after comparing this year's numbers to previous year's data, hospital officials say this is a fairly typical winter, and this year's surge has not hit mandate levels just yet.
We would probably consider it if we're really seeing stresses in the healthcare system in terms of hospitalization. But luckily, our influenza has not spiked yet. It is going up, but it's not nearly what it was last year. It's moderate. It's not alarming.
5 on Your Side has been told that Governor Parson spoke to the mayor about the mandate before it was lifted. The city is still recommending its employees wear masks if social distancing is not possible. Respiratory illness numbers are rising across the country, and many have reported getting a cough that just doesn't go away. And that's got some thinking there's a new virus going around. Brandon Lewis from our National Verify team explains what's really been spreading.
It feels like you can't go anywhere without hearing. A viral TikTok with 11 million views says there's a hacking cough that lasts for weeks going around. Several of you asked us whether it's a new illness. So let's verify. Our sources are the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Albert Rizzo, Chief Medical Officer at the American Lung Association, and Dr. Paul Coley, Associate Clinical Professor of Medicine at the University of Colorado. The CDC says this is the time of year when respiratory illnesses like the common cold, flu, RSV, and COVID-19 circulate, but there's no evidence of a new illness. The doctors we spoke with say what they're seeing are the usual suspects that can cause a lingering cough.
What we believe is that it's caused by one of few different explanations. One is a postnasal drip that's persistent. The other possible explanation is persistent inflammation in the chest. We don't think it's a new virus that's causing this cough. We think it's the same old players.
So, no, there is no evidence of a new illness causing lingering coughs in the U.S. Our sources say if you also have other serious symptoms like shortness of breath or an ongoing fever, then you should contact a healthcare provider. At Your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
If you have something you would like us to verify, just send an email to verify@ksdk.com. We're back after the break. Welcome back, everyone. I want to show you another live look from our storm tracker on Highway 64. You can see snow still coming down. If you are out or if you plan to go out a little later, be sure to drive safely. Let's get another final look at the Weather First forecast. Scott.
Yeah, a lot going on here tonight, Kelly. This storm system bringing us snow. We had a little bit of rain at the onset, especially south and southeast of St. Louis, but we transitioned over to snow pretty quickly. Temperature dropped back to 35 once the snow started in St. Louis, and that happened very quickly. We've been holding about steady here the last several hours. This is what it looked like just a few minutes ago over in Kirkwood. This is what it looks like right now down in Arnold, and what we've really seen, this is the exit ramp coming off northbound 55 to 141. Look how slow those folks are going there, and even slowing down on 55 itself as it's becoming very slushy and slick going southbound. And it is covered. MoDOT's reporting down. By the time you get to St. Genevieve County, you've got covered roads here all across southeast Missouri. And this is lifting to the northeast, this big blob, if you will, of another burst of snow. So this is a bit heavier, sliding northeast in through the metro area, into the metro east right now, and stretching down to the south. So the back edge of this will push through St. Louis in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Around midnight or a little after, we'll see all of this shifting away. Then we'll transition over to a bit of drizzle and perhaps a little freezing drizzle. Some snowflakes flying in Weldon Spring. You can see down in Farmington, the tracks there where the cars have been in the road, and the same sort of thing over in Highland. Even with our warmer ground temperatures and the air temperatures right at or above freezing, this snow has been very persistent this evening, coming down faster than it could melt. The snow will end. Drizzle develops overnight, maybe a little freezing drizzle in patches, wet to slushy roads, and some icy patches. Here's what's going on this evening as we push that away, the snow, and by tomorrow morning, outside of some drizzle around, you're just stuck with clouds. We're in the mid to upper 30s most of the day, maybe a spritz or sprinkle late tomorrow afternoon, but mostly it's just the clouds through the day tomorrow. And Sunday is relatively tranquil. Our weather system heading into early next week, it's going to be a big one. We know that for sure. We'll be tracking it, but there's still uncertainty. It's over 2,000 miles away, that energy is. Hurricane hunters are out there looking at the storm in the Pacific. We know two things. There'll be a lot of wind with this, and there'll be a lot of moisture. Where the snow band sets up most likely will be farther north and west of St. Louis, but we will see some snow on the backside of the system as it slides on through. In the meantime, we still have a couple more hours to get maybe another half an inch to an inch of snow, especially in those heavier snow bands east of St. Louis, as we hold pretty close to or just above freezing from St. Louis north and west, and right around or just a hair below freezing to the southwest of St. Louis. Watch that hilly terrain in the eastern Ozarks. Around 40 tomorrow, 43 Sunday, not much sunshine this weekend. And there you go, another chance for snow as we head towards the end of next week when the cold air is finally here.
Oh boy, a lot to talk about. All right, thanks, Scott. Thank you so much for joining us. Here's Corey Miller and Annie Kroll with 5 on your sideline.